Joining us tonight, the effervescent Barry Fry, manager of Southend and self-appointed candidate for the England manager's job. Barry, we'll leave your England pretensions aside for the time being, and let me start with a cruel question. Can you remind me about the side that knocked you out of this competition? The Dons no doubt keen to dispel the memory of that 2-0 beating by Ipswich on Monday night, while Kevin Keegan's team were losers in their last outing, going down 2-1 at the Dell. Your commentator at Selhurst Park is Roger Tames.
Wimbledon's John Fashanu is a familiar face on television screens these days, but his formidable presence was sorely missed 2 nights ago when the Dons crashed to Ipswich, their first home defeat of the season. Fashanu and Warren Barton are both in the starting lineup after most of Monday evening on the bench. Andy Clark is also back. Ardley, Blissett and Sanchez all miss out. For Newcastle, Alex Mathie gets his full debut after impressing regularly as a substitute, but the big team shock is that United are without their goal machine Andy Cole. He's got a strained hamstring and Kevin Keegan really kept that quiet. Scott Sellers also starts his first game of the season after the much publicised dropping of Lee Clark for his behaviour when substituted at Southampton. Referee Ian Hemley from Ampthill. And it's Newcastle United who kick off, attacking the goal to the right. And an early blow of the whistle already, with Wimbledon wearing all red tonight. And both these two teams have a dismal record in this competition. The Dons have never been beyond the 4th round, while it's 17 years since Newcastle United reached the 4th round. And Kevin Keegan, who didn't have a League Cup winners' medal among his collection as a player, would no doubt love one as a manager. Scott gets it away, only as far as Jones. Jones looking for Holdsworth. Cover there from Watson. It came off Holdsworth, and that's a Newcastle throw-in. Watson wearing 19. Operate down the right flank. Holdsworth showing plenty of movement across the Wimbledon front line. Robert Lee forward, brought down by Mathie. Bracewell supporting from the midfield. Oh, won it back then. Looking to get through. Clark there, but so too Steve Watson. McAllister's header there, brought down by Allen. Allen's got away from his marker now. What can he do with this? Sellers is outside, can knock in the ball over Mathie. Terrific save from Hans Seggers, and Mathie looking to celebrate his first full game with the early goal, but Seggers was so alert to that one. Sellers really does have the ability to deliver the ball with that left foot of his, and Mathie made up the ground quickly. Good save. First real direct threat by either side, and Seggers was equal to the challenge. Corner kick, Scott Sellers will take it. And Seggers with another convincing punch. Beardsley hung back deep for that one, but it didn't fall for him, and Bracewell pumps it out wide. Sellers will perhaps look to check back if he can control it. And Seggers comes all the way for that one and collects it. Scott Sellers, great left foot. He's given the room to deliver. And Seggers, an excellent save there to keep the score sheet blank. Allen couldn't bring it down. Earl nods it on. Again, they fight for it in the air. Venison really has been a revelation in this new central defensive role after so long at fullback. And certainly going to be a fair test of this skill of defending tonight. Lee, Mathie calling for it short inside, but he's got a bit of room. Tried the cross pass again, and Mathie, quick to get the shot in. Scored on his debut, remember, in a cracking game against Sheffield Wednesday. He's been bursting for this chance. Fashanu, nod on. Scott planting it forwards, and planting it away for the throw. Kevin Scott, Newcastle's longest-serving player on the books. And he's going to have to deal with another long throw from Vinnie Jones. Robert Lee trying to get up there. Fashanu again, and Scott. We need to watch the players falling in again, but Beardsley made a bit of a hash of that. And Clark, can they finish it off? And it's a goal there for Wimbledon. Warren Barton comes back into the team and puts the Dons ahead halfway through the first half. Peter Beardsley caught back in a defensive position, couldn't get the ball away, and that proved fatal. Another one to scrap for. Fashanu battled. He didn't get it clear, Newcastle, certainly not Beardsley, and they were punished for it. Hooper rather was stranded, Venison couldn't get back, and Barton took his chance. Peter Beardsley, well, that's not the sort of penalty area you normally find him in. It's the other end he's dangerous. With the slipping and sliding, but Barton came in. Beardsley forward, Allen trying to get his way round McAllister. Offside again. Lee, got Lee looking to get on the outside. Lee turning his man, and get the cross in. That was rather overhit, to say the least. Joe Kinnear got the September Manager of the Month award before Monday's game, and not much went right for him from then on in, but it's looking a lot happier evening for him so far. Picked up now by Sellers. Lee, Kimball again, quickly in on him, but Lee got another challenge in. Beardsley, now Scott Sellers. Sellers, expertly finished off by Scott Sellers, and Newcastle are level. That favourite left foot of his, and Keegan applauds the finish. It was all about composure, that goal. Sega's got a touch, and it rolled into that far corner, but Sellers' left foot, so accurate there, off Sega's knee, and that is 1-1. Scott Sellers then, also in the starting lineup for the first time, makes it Wimbledon 1, Newcastle United 1. Beardsley, it was his ball through, and Sellers finished it off, and Beardsley presumably feels he's balanced the books a little. Here's his mistake, presented Wimbledon with the first, his through ball sets up the equaliser, and a sense of poetic justice in the game. Jones in the thick of things, just for a change. Clenched fist there from Venison. And plenty of that from both teams so far in this match. Watson looking to get on the outside. All the way by Clark. Lee looking to attack again. Lee still holding possession. Back there for Beardsley. Was always swerving away from the Wimbledon goal. But Beardsley arriving from that slightly deeper position can be deadly. Lee again switching the play. Beardsley wasted no time, but it was going wide. Beresford. Couldn't find Matthew. Fitzgerald there. Brought down by Scott. Matthew again, first touch, not as good as normal there. It's a dangerous looking ball. And away goes Clark. Clark and Hooper didn't get it. Clark is still going, and he got it that time. And Mike Hooper dug himself out there. But it must have been a heart-stopping moment for the keeper. Great pace there from Andy Clark. Hooper was positive. The ball squirmed out of his grasp. Another challenge for Watson, and Hooper just got the chance to get there. Matthew trying to wriggle his way round McAllister, who hooked it clear. Back in by Watson. Jones. Not liking that from the referee. Beardsley has picked it up. And Allen now. Allen. Sega's made slightly hard work of that one. Allen was out fairly wide. And Jones would no doubt have made more than his point to the referee if that collision with the ref had given Newcastle the lead. Beardsley gained possession from it. Allen was out wide, and Sellers didn't really grab hold of it. Sellers and Beardsley over there. Sellers still plays it in. Fashanu, a great jump at the back. Barton conceding the throw. Kevin Keegan would give nothing away about his team selection this week. Most people thought it hinged on the Lee Clark incident, but in fact it was that injury for Andy Cole he must have been worried about. He certainly kept a good poker face there. Watson. Lee, still with his back to goal. Going to turn his man, does so as well. Will he find the opening for the shot? Lee! The challenge from Warren Barton did its job. Lee was shaping up to have a blast himself there with the defence opening up, but Barton had tracked him and got a vital challenge in. Lee quite prepared to go it alone, looking strong, and that tackle put him right out of his stride. Jump there from Watson and Holdsworth, passing the players along in the marking. Newcastle keeping their shape. Venison, just under the picture there, was telling everybody exactly who should do the marking jobs. That's the half-time whistle. It's level, and that's a fair reflection of the play so far. It looked as though it might be going Wimbledon's way when Warren Barton put them ahead halfway through the half, but the lead only lasted 6 minutes. And a calm piece of finishing by Scott Sellers, his first of the season, put Newcastle right back in this game. Everything still to play for then. At half-time, it's Wimbledon 1, Newcastle United 1. If we go in the second half then, 1-1 the score. And it's a replay after 90 minutes. If the teams are still level. No great surprise perhaps that Newcastle got back into the game. They failed to score on the opening day of the season, but they haven't failed to find the net since then. That looks really nasty, that on Kevin Scott. He's taking no notice of it, and I'm sure the referee would want to have that stitched and not let him stay on the pitch for a while. Kevin Keegan will be concerned, I'm sure, maybe looking for guidance from the referee, who's a lot closer to it than he is. And Scott's a strong boy, and he'll carry on, I'm sure. Now Newcastle have got the corner kick. Scott's going straight back up there, Fashanu with him. Cut or no cut, Scott wants to go on the end of this one. He makes the jump, only half clear. Robert Lee coming through the middle. Would have taken some controlling to get that one on target, but the concept was spot on. Scott jumped for it. They've got a touch there for Lee, who came in quickly but couldn't keep it down. Fashanu knocking it on again. Watson though, Clark's coming on the blind side. Oh, that's a great bit of work by Steve Watson, stretching out and getting the touch on that one. And he knew the pace of Andy Clark there was potential danger. But he kept control of the ball well. Jones knocking it through again. A bit too much this time. Watson really had to stretch for that. And perhaps a little bit of moisture enabled him to slide and turn away with the ball. Good skill. Allen bringing it down on his chest and laying it off for Robert Lee, who's always looking to try and get round his man. Squeezing the ball for Bracewell. Couldn't find Allen with that first time ball forward. Holdsworth trying to keep it in. Venison. Jones. And it was through the middle, I think. Warren Barton that was caught offside there. Scott. Fitzpatrick lets it go through. Beardsley's picked it up now. Beardsley. Well, Kimball recovering well there, planting it forward in the hope that Clark might get round the back of Steve Watson. Hooper planting that one into the spare seats behind the Newcastle bench. Can't see Kevin Keegan wanting to make a change in personnel there. Phil Klein still on his feet in case Kevin Scott gets worse. Fitzpatrick laying it out wide. Jones looking to turn and coming out from the tackle with Lee with the ball. Watson not letting the man get outside of him. Bracewell turning again and trying to start another Newcastle move. Inside for Lee, that was neat passing. And looking for Matthew. Now this looks promising. Matthew first time. It wasn't a bad effort, but it needed to be brilliant from there. Certainly would have had to have gone with the other foot to have any chance of curving it round Hanseggers. Jones looking to get Barton out wide. Barton getting on the blind side there of Beresford. Appeals perhaps for a push or maybe a handball. It was the spectators on the far side there who shouted, but Mr. Hemley not interested. Now Robert Lee looking for Matthew again, but that was woefully overhit. Kevin Scott and Fashanu, how many times have you had to say that call? Hooper. Halfway through this second half, it's still 1-1. And the initiative very much has to be with Wimbledon. Newcastle still looking to get forward at every opportunity. They would surely be the more contented to go back to the northeast and Tyneside in a fortnight's time. Barton, just move that down for Barton, and Bracewell read that one all the way. Kimball out wide, Fear now. Tried the spectacular first-time effort. Sellers thought about something rather more adventurous, but in the end, it was safety first after Peter Fear had gone up there and threatened to cause chaos. Just a throw-in. And they're waiting for Vinnie Jones to come across. Now Jones can play it in with his foot instead. Hooper. Off the line, was it? Or have they given the goal? They've given the goal and Holdsworth's claiming it. There was hesitation there, but the referee was well up with play, and he said it's 2-1 Wimbledon. They never dealt with that deep cross. The knockdown was there. Venison and Hooper were in there. Not easy to tell from that angle. Let's have another look. Jones getting it across. Hooper thought about coming. Well, pays your money, takes your choice. But the goal will be down to Dean Holdsworth. It's his third of the season, and Wimbledon have the advantage again. 24 minutes gone now in this second half. It's 2-1 to the Dons. Hooper didn't get that cross checked and maybe thought he'd done enough to preserve his goal, but it was over the line according to the referee. Joe Kinnear won't be complaining. A goal's a goal, and it will say it was down to Holdsworth in the papers tomorrow morning. With a terrific jump, but couldn't connect with it. Venison has to be careful here. Holdsworth was coming in on his blind side then. Maybe he was a bit more relaxed, having Fashanu in his sights, but it was Holdsworth round the back that was the problem. Venison a bit careless then, and crashing in on Holdsworth then, after losing possession. I think that'll be a booking for the Newcastle skipper. Made the initial error and was looking to retrieve the situation. Touch was a bit away from him and charging into that one. Allen off, Kilcline into the thick of it. And what sort of a reshuffle they do? Certainly will take up a position right at the back to sort out this free kick. Kimball knocks it in. Fashanu was up there. Over the top of that bar though. Fashanu always the target. Got to it. Couldn't direct it on goal. Brookline, yes, as we thought. To height to the attack, looking at something might drop. Beardsley pushing a lot further forward. Here's Beardsley. Beardsley now. Great save by Seggers. And Beardsley, homing in on goal, was eyeing up the equaliser. But Hans Seggers, not for the first time, pulled out the save it needed. Beardsley, eye on the ball, looking for the opening and the little shuffle. Difficult bouncing ball, but Seggers did all he had to. Over comes the corner kick. And Seggers again must have got a finger to it, or it was an initial deflection, but it's another corner kick. Well, Brian Kilcline has never scored a goal for Newcastle, and if he could pull one out now, his timing really would be immaculate. And not with delivery like that. And you can expect Peter Beardsley to push further forward. Robert Lee with the supply. And fancy his chances from there, but Fitzpatrick was always making it difficult, and Seggers could do enough. Watson not able to volley that one back up the field. Into the last 5 minutes of this match. 2-1 Wimbledon lead. Only 8 times these two clubs have met, and only twice have Newcastle won. Wimbledon 6 years ago, virtually to the day, knocked Newcastle out of the League Cup. Robbie Earle trying to wrap up this victory now, and Barton into the middle, and Hooper again didn't come far enough. Two men, Holdsworth and Earle, coming in on the far post, and Hooper perhaps acknowledging there, well, maybe I should have got that one. Again, Newcastle had the defending to do just when they were looking to try and put the pressure on the Wimbledon goal. Now Robert Lee brings it down. Lee pumping it upfield. Egan sensing, knowing that time is running out. 2 defeats in a row before tonight. He's not really used to that sort of form. They're heading for a third, unless something miraculous happens. Suggestion of handball there, bundled over by Robbie Earle. Now Newcastle really need to come up with something from here. Beresford looking to take it quickly, but he'll be better served to have a good look on the options. Kilcline making a determined run, but when it comes to determination, there was Fashanu. Beardsley back square for Beresford now. Little flick there from Scott. Matthew trying to find a way through. It won't drop for Newcastle. Wimbledon get it away again. And Barton, well, denied in the end by Beresford. Strong work though by Warren Barton. Newcastle pressing, hoping, trying to find that equaliser from somewhere. That's a long, long one to chase. And it's behind for the goal kick. Seggers take his time again. Hardly a show of emotion from the Newcastle manager. lifted one for them to scrap for. Watson trying to turn goalwards. Great defending in the end there by Neil Ardley. But still Newcastle throwing everything in as they search for a dramatic equaliser. That's a careless clearance, but a good jump to retrieve there by Robbie Earle. Another chance of a long throw. Now Watson can get some distance on them. Desperation stuff here from Kevin Keegan's team. Hurled in once again, a knock on there. Lee trying to get to it, only half cleared, but banged away to safety by Holdsworth. Beresford has to chase. No time to waste. They're just lining up, waiting for Bracewell to deliver. The whistle goes, and Wimbledon are the winners by 2 goals to 1. Out go Newcastle. Carlton gave the Dons the first initiative, which was cancelled out by Scott Sellers, but it was a controversial decider. Holdsworth getting that header in that just about scraped over the line, according to the referee. It was hard for us to tell exactly whether it was a valid goal or not, but Mr. Henley, the referee, saw it and called it, and that was the winner. No denying it's Wimbledon who go through on a great night for the Dons. Disappointment for Newcastle and their travelling army. It's Wimbledon 2, Newcastle United 1.
So, Wimbledon go through. Andy Clark had a large part to say in that first goal for Wimbledon, and he was a player you had at Barnet.
Yeah, that's right. Sold him to Wimbledon for 350 grand. So he done well there. Clark has played